Hello, welcome to Paints and Glitter. If you're here to watch my live crafty video, I welcome you. I'm trying to find my own video, if you could bear with me, and I will try to make sure that I'm in frame and all that good stuff. So I appreciate your patience. And here we are. Okay. I hope that I'm going to zoom in a little bit, of course, so that way you don't have to see the mess. Hello, Beverly. How are you, darling? Let me know if you can see everything okay. I know I've got a lot of stuff here on my desk, but I'm going to try to position this so that you can see me clearly. And I'm going to get to crafting. I think that's a good view. What do you say? And I think I might be able to move over this way a little bit, like that. But I'm going to wait a couple minutes before I begin. Hi, Susie. Yes, please. Awesome, thank you. So Beverly, can I make you an admin today? Would that be okay with you? Bonsoir, Veronique. I'm going to be making a 3D project that's going to be super duper cute. So I'm very excited to share it with you. And I'm even more excited to share with you my newest paper collection that you can pick up. Awesome. Okay, so let me click on Beverly. And let's see. I'm going to add you as my moderator. All right, so in the description bar of this video, you're going to see a link to my Etsy shop. I do appreciate your support. If you're in the, if you're on the market for digital papers, if that's something that appeals to you, if you have a digital cutter, or if you do not, you don't actually need one. However, I'm going to give you some pointers on how to best use digital papers when you get a collection like this, if you're unfamiliar with it. Okay? So Beverly, you should be a moderator now. Go ahead and type a little something there. See if that worked for me, please. Pretty please. So before me, I have a couple of different things already cut out. You can't see it because I zoomed in on my desk here. But first, let's go through the papers. So you see my color palette of what I'm working with. And I've already shared 2 cards. By the way, let me grab those real quick. So, and I'm going to turn off my printer because it's being noisy. Okay, so I just had a little bit of background noise there that I didn't want to hear. So this card here, you may have seen in a previous video. I made that using my papers there. And of course, today the sun just decided to come out. So I'm going to have to do it like this. Okay, so this paper here, and then this paper that you see in the background here is also from this collection. Now this is just to give you an example of course, how you could use it and incorporate other colors into it. What I've done here, and you may have seen this, I'm not sure if all of you were here for that. Thank you so much, but I did not design this image here. This is actually a stamp, and I'm going to give you a discount code if you're interested in picking that up today. As a matter of fact, this is from Daisy May Designs, and that brand, along with a bunch of other brands, are on sale. I have a special code for those of you who are here today that I can share. What I did was that I stamped the image onto the paper that I designed. And that way I was able to get that cohesive look of having them match, because I already knew that these colors were going to match my background without having to do much work. So that's another great way to use a digital paper collection, is that because they're already color coordinated for you, it makes crafting a whole lot easier. And for this particular collection, what I've done is that, yes, it is Shabby Valentine, that's the name of it, but I try to make elements that you could use throughout the year. You don't have to use these only for Valentine's Day. It's just that season, and that's why I went ahead and made it a Valentine collection, and of course added some cute hearts so that you could enjoy that. So let's go through the papers. I did design some in a vertical, or what I call them was portrait and landscape perspective. So that way you wouldn't have to worry about that. That's also done for you. So this one is called Hearts on Blue. And what you see there are little pink hearts with a blue outline that's a little bit darker, and then it's on a really light blue color, which is one of my favorite colors, of course, so I gravitate toward that. But I did design it so that you would have it, as I said, portrait and landscape. So that way you don't have to worry about that. The sizes, of course, are a little bit different. I did that on purpose. I figured if you're using it for a journal or a notebook that you want to make, if I made the little hearts a little bit bigger, then you could just fold this in half, make your page, and then if you wanted to use the other perspective to make your little tags and that sort of thing, then maybe just fitting more little hearts on there would make sense, and that's why I designed them that way, and I hope that makes sense for you guys. The next page is this one here, and it's, I think, one of my favorites. So this one's called Daisy Heart, or I'm sorry, Floral Heart. And the reason why is because I designed a little flower, and then at the ends of that flower, there are a bunch of little pink hearts and then little dots, and the background is a very soft gray, and that is the paper that I used for this particular card, in case you're wondering. And what I did here is that I added little gems in the center of each one of those little hearts, or I'm sorry, flowers. So I did that on purpose so that when you do use your different mixed media, you know, whether it be gems or Nouveau Drops or anything like that, that you could have already a landing place on the papers and not have to give it much thought in order to be able to decorate that further if you wanted to give it more of a 3D look. So again, this is the horizontal and you know, landscape and portrait. Again, I did the same thing, making the portrait with more or smaller elements, and then the landscape one having the larger one, even though it's not very, very big, because I didn't want these to be too big. Merci, Veronique. The next one here, and thinking, of course, of my international friends, because I love you all, I went ahead and designed this particular paper in all of the languages that I could fit in here that I know that my viewers speak. So I went ahead and added the word love in English, in Spanish, in German, Hebrew, Korean, and also in Arabic. So what I did was that I looked through the commentary on my videos, and I tried to figure out the languages that all of the comments were left in. And I'm sorry, and I forgot French, of course. So I went ahead and picked out, according to the people who watch my channel, which language they would express love in or say the word love, and those were the languages that I used on this paper. So thank you. Yes, I would hope that you would run to get it. And I'm sorry if I was out of frame, but this is just a blue, light blue background with some splatter of pink, white, blue, very soft lavender. And then all of the words. In the portrait one, I did them in different colors with the word amor, which is love in Spanish. That was the only one that I did in like a deep red, and then all of the other ones are just lighter colors, including like a lighter chocolate brown, a pink, a darker blue there, more of a teal, I'm sorry, and yeah, I think that's it, like a lavender. The word in Korean and in Arabic were more like a little bit of a lavender color there, just to kind of make it like tutti frutti, I guess. And this was inspired also by conversation hearts. You know how they always come in different colors? So I figured if you wanted to cut these out with heart-shaped die cuts, then boom, you have your conversation hearts. They fit, you know, they have the sentiment right on there, and you don't have to work too hard. Now, the one that I did in the landscape here is all in one, the font is all in one color. And by the way, just so you know, I'm super proud to say this is my own handwriting, guys. So I was really happy with this because it is unique, and it makes me really proud that I was able to produce something that I didn't copy off of someone else. I didn't take stock images, nothing like that. This was my own handwriting that I used, and yeah, I'm super thrilled about that. So moving on to the next one, I just printed it more than once to describe these to you. This is called Little Leaves, I wanted at least one paper where if you want to make a card super quick and easy and just add 1 sentiment, fold the paper in half and make a card that you know, if you're in a jam and you need to make a card real fast, that you could use this universally for just about anybody. This doesn't say Valentines necessarily, so you could use this one all year round for sure, okay? Again, with a lighter kind of blue, almost like a dusty blue background. The leaves have a little scroll, and they do have a color, a very light tan leaf, and then the other ones are just kind of see-through, so they do show the color of the background of the paper, and then the little red berries all throughout. This could also be great for Christmas cards, okay? If you like shabby. So I have someone here from Russia, maybe. It's possible. So thank you, Beverly. I don't know how to read Russian, so I don't know if that was you know, but thank you anyway. If the person sticks around, we'll find out whether or not their intentions are to watch a crafty video. And I think Beverly has good discernment, so thank you for helping me out with that. So this one here is one that I wanted to create to resemble kind of like a candy wrapper that you could use, again, with just the stripes, and it has a shabby finish on the edges with splatters of color. And then this one here, this was meant to be the horizontal perspective, I'm sorry, so that goes this way. And then here's the vertical or the portrait one, and I did add these hearts that I also designed on my own here. So these you could cut out. Hello, Ida. I love Ida walking in the room with a smile on her face and laughing already. Hi, Elizabeth, and welcome. Showing you guys my brand new papers that you're going to want to grab. And I hope that you can all give me a thumbs up today. I would be flattered and very, very humbled if you could just give me a thumbs up. Maybe share the video. Let other people know about this paper collection. And of course, today, since you're all here, for those of you who stay with me the entire video, I am going to draw a name and someone will be taking this home for free. Not the physical ones that I have printed, but I will send you the file, and that way you can go ahead and use it, whether it be in your own paper cutter, or you can even save it in a USB drive, take it to your local office shop and have them print it for you in high quality paper, and you'll be able to get really good results with that, okay? So thank you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. So this one here, again, inspired by... Oh, awesome, Beverly. Thank you. So, Beverly, if you win, that's okay. I could reimburse you. I wouldn't be upset. You know what I mean? I could do that. So what I'm doing here, or showing you here, I'm sorry, is this paper, which will also coordinate. Actually, it coordinates with this one because it has the same hearts. However, what I did here is that I try to make it so that if you wanted to only use a large heart, you could cut this one out. Or if you only wanted to use the smaller ones, you could do the same. And again, with the words I added here, in this case, I didn't use my own handwriting. I did use script. But it does say love in all different languages there. I have German, I have French, English, Spanish, and I did omit the Hebrew, the Korean, and the Arabic. So those 3 languages are not included in this one, and I do apologize if that upsets anyone. But of course, if someone asks me to go ahead and make this with the words in any other language, I'd be happy to go ahead and accommodate that, okay? I was just thinking of my regular viewers. So these, by the way, say love, j'adore, libre, love, and j'adore. So I think I meant to do amor and just did it in French, but whatever. Most Spanish speakers speak French anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. So there's that one. And then there's this page here, which you could use, of course, as either a cover of a notebook. You don't have to do a whole lot to this, but I got to thinking it'd be a really, really fun page to use as like the cover of a journal. And again, as I mentioned before, for those of you who just got here, and hello Lala, what you could do is add your little diamond dots or Nouveau Drops, all of those things. You already have a placement for them, so that's a way that you could use this. And of course, you could cut out the portion of the paper that you need, etc., etc. And what I've done also with this collection is I've included one that I designed that could be used with masculine projects. Now this is the full size, as you can tell. I did print it in the 8.5 by 11. So yes, for mini albums, of course. What you could do with this is if you wanted to print it, and now you would have to fiddle with your paper settings on your own printer, but if you wanted to print this in a 5 by 7 or 4 by 6, you could make masculine cards, and all you would have to do is add maybe a little sentiment on top, or just the, you know, whatever you want to say on the inside of the card, and that card is done for you. Okay? However, because I know that we all like free items and elements that we can add, what I did also, so I was trying to think a little bit further. God willing, Beverly, God willing. I can have all the desire in my heart to create, but, you know, life happens sometimes, and, you know, I don't know which rumbo you're going to take. How do you say that? Which path? Don't know what path. That's why I say God willing. So, yes, it's not Rachel, it's Raquel, but I'll take Rachel anyway. Don't worry about it. So, inspired, of course, by this, which I created with, what I did here was that I made some heart, I guess, kind of scrolls. I really, I was telling my husband this, I really love the work of MC Escher, if you're familiar with this gentleman who lived a long time ago. He did a lot of artwork, which I've been blessed enough to see. I was even able to go to a museum exhibit, and they had his work, and I could have stayed there for a week gladly just staring at his artwork. But in any case, I love his work because it was very mathematical, and you could actually see how he added math to his creations. And I don't know how else to describe it other than that, but a lot of motifs that were what you might see in tile work, or in the Middle East where you see mosaics and things like that. So inspired by that, I created this page, which again I mentioned you could use in masculine projects. Then I added this one, which, as you can see here, these are little registration marks, and that's just my paper cutter. We'll print those out. But this is exactly how you could use it. You could use it in a digital cutting machine, and then you're going to be able to cut out all of these motifs, including the belly band there, so that if you wanted to layer these and use them on top of that, you could. You don't have to, of course. But another thing that came to mind was, if you like making wands, this would be a really wonderful background to a wand, and you could just layer that and then put something else on top of it, and this would be your little center. So how cute would that be? And then I also designed hearts, of course, to go with it. So this is how it would look if you use it with a digital paper cutter. You're going to get all these cute little hearts. They all have a portion of all of the other papers that I designed, and including some solids like this darker red and the light pink, because they match the backgrounds, and it'll, you know, keep you from having to take out your markers and color in some hearts and that sort of thing. I just figured that you could go ahead, cut these all out at once. That's what I did here. So I have a bunch of little hearts on my desk, and that's what I'm going to be using today. And also, as a freebie, I designed, as a thank you to you, my viewers, and those of you who support me on Etsy, this adorable little snowman. And this is just my own artwork here. What I've done is that I, yes, used my paper design from last year, which was the snowflakes in blue. So that's the background, and there's a little snowman here, and he's holding a little banner. He's got a little birdie friend holding a heart in his mouth. But the banner also has the motifs of this paper collection that I designed. So you see the stripes, you see the one with the splatters and the words, the one with the little hearts and the little floral motif there with the hearts as well. So you'll be able to print that out in a larger size if you like, or if you want to, again, if you use a paper cutter, you can group them onto a background and print them smaller. That's what I've done here. And I've even cut one out with a square, what do you call this? Die cutting thing? a die. And it's square. And what I did was that I printed it out in, I think these were 5 by 5. Let me double check. So, and I hope that I've not gone too fast. I don't think I have, because I normally speak very slow. Okay, no, this is more like, let me see here. I think 4 by 4. Okay, so that's a great little size, of course, to make little cards. But let me see if I can show you this a little bit closer. I do have a little bit of a delay on my phone, but hopefully you guys can see. And I'm sorry for the shadows. Where am I? I don't know if I need to go this way. There we go. I do apologize for the shadows there. Nope. I cannot tell the perspective, guys, and I do apologize. Anyway, I will post pictures so that you guys can see that. But again, this is something that you could frame if you wanted to, you know, or what I've done also with that, which I don't think I'll be able to get to today, but I'm working on a shaker. And so there he is. He's going to be inside of a little jar. And I was just trying to get all of my mediums on there, so it's not completely done yet. And it's going to be inside of this adorable little jar with all sorts of little sprinkles and, you know, all that good stuff. But let's get to it. I'm going to start cutting paper and all that because I've already, thankfully, so I didn't want to keep you guys here too long. I've already cut out all my little hearts, okay? I did use my digital paper cutter, so those are all ready to go, all right? And what I've done also is that I've created the base of what I'm going to be using today. Kristianne from Kristianne's Crafty Adventures, I believe is her, yes, I'm pretty sure that's her channel name. She challenged me to make a 3D phone booth, kind of like the vintage phones. And I can't believe I'm saying vintage because whatever, it's kind of public phone I grew up with. And I'm going to be making that. I've already made the base, which you see here. And that was using 3 pieces of cardstock, super easy. Then this is going to be the handle for the phone. This is going to connect the phone to this here. So I've got the elements that I need. Thank you so much, Ida. It's not done yet, but I hope that once it's finished, it'll be what I had envisioned. So what I'm going to be doing is making, of course, the panels that have to go here and create a phone out of this shape, okay? So the one thing that I have to point out to you, because this is Kristianne's design, is that these are boxes, of course. So you could fill these, of course, with whatever you like, but the bottom one opens like so, okay? And that is important because it will impact how you decorate this, okay? And then the top one opens like so. So, of course, you could fit a mini album in here. You could fit any kind of small gift, all right? And I don't think I've even measured these, but let me see. This one is 6 inches by 4 1/4. Not quite. Let me see here. 4. So 4 by 6. 5 by 3. Okay, 5 by 3 and 4 by 6 if you need those measurements, okay? And I see Scrapaholic 100. Please tell me your first name, darling. So I was going to ask you guys which color paper I should use, but I think, okay, because I had already cut out a couple little pieces there. I was thinking of making it with this as the background, and then I can layer on top whatever other colors, since this is pretty subtle, but it does have a little bit of that red in there and pink. So I'll get to cutting, and then I'm going to show you what I intend to do with this. This of course would be super cute also. So you guys tell me, should I use the one with the little hearts? Or, although I think I'm stuck on that floral one. Yeah, I think I want to go with this one. I ask opinions and then I do whatever I want anyway. So it's Veronica. Oh, bienvenue, another Veronica. All right, that's wonderful. I love that name, by the way. I have Veronique and Veronica. So here's another sneak peek for you guys. Flowers. Yeah, Susie, I think I'm in agreement with you. The flower ones. And by the way, you know, as I mentioned before, not all of these are going to necessarily be super matchy-matchy, but I did that on purpose because I didn't want you guys to get bored, you know? So let me grab the papers, that one and that one. So let's go with those two, at least to do the base for now. Okay. And guys, I didn't adhere this on purpose because I got to thinking that I might want to add a piece of paper here, even though the only thing that'll show are kind of like the little edges. But I thought to just make it look finished, I should do that. And I think most of you guys would agree with me. I don't know. So while I am cutting, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Let's see here. Of course, I cannot retain information. 4x6, that's what I had said. 4x6. Let's see if she can manage cutting paper 4x6. I think I can. And I'm going to make this, you know, you guys know me. I like to shabby things up, so I'm going to try to go with that, right? Here I goofed up, so you can see I try to save my papers. Actually, let me take off the little edge here. So I hope you guys are all doing well. And if you have not heard of this project, one of the reasons that I agreed to do this challenge, aside for my own selfish reasons of, you know, shameless plugging my own papers, the other reason was because Kristianne is participating in Cards for Cubs, which is hosted by the glue company Barely Arts. If you don't know who they are, they do create this glue bottle, and you guys have seen the refill makes that, where they make the refill bottle in the shape of a little bear. Let me see if I can find mine. Here it is. All right. So as you can tell, I need to get more. So this company here, what they do, which I think is phenomenal, is that they host a challenge annually for you to create cards to send in. Guys, I'm just fighting with my drawer. There you go. They create cards for you to send in, and what they do is they make sure that the cards get to children who are in foster care. And I think that's such a wonderful thing. They're asking for people to send in cards that have to do with either happy birthday or encouragement. Now, they have to be universal, whether they be for, you know, boy or girl, any religion, any background. So what they're asking is kind of, you know, simple cards that they, you know, be happy birthday or encouragement, as I just said. And then they're asking for a total of 30 cards, and I'm pretty sure the deadline is the end of March. And of course, you can get the information at barelyarts.com. Then they ask that you bundle them in groups of 10 and send them in by that deadline. And they make sure that, of course, they get to the foster homes that are participating. And I think, you know, what a beautiful cause, of course. So if you want to join in that challenge, Kristianne was making the phone to participate in, it was a Doodlebugs something or other. I can't remember now. And I apologize for that. But she's also asking for people to join her team. And I thought that would be a lot of fun. So I was wondering if some of you would like to join in. Because I think Of course, the cause is just beautiful. Who needs encouragement more than someone who has been displaced and needs a new home? And especially when you're young. Just absolutely. Okay. So I'm sorry if I'm going slow, guys, but talking and cutting, yeesh, it's like walking and chewing gum. Y'all know I'm not that talented. Let's see here. So this is going to be lesson 2. Some of these pieces, I'm hoping to just get on here rather quickly. Pray for me. Pray that I move fast. All right, so 3 inches and then 1. 3 inches, just under 3. And then, and I promise to try to make this so that it's pretty. No, that's not right. See, I'm better off eyeballing than trying to do numbers, guys. I don't know if anyone else is like that. Okay. So that's how I typically craft, is that I just use the end project as my, kind of to dictate the size that I'm cutting. Okay, makes it a little bit easier for me. There we go. It's going to be side, side, top. And, oh wow, that's awesome, Susie. So Susie's already doing her own. Now, actually, I have to ask you, Susie, are you doing it as a group project? Because I wonder if you also have a team of ladies that are working with you on that. I'm curious to know. So let's just, I'm going to follow my own advice here just to try to do this a little bit better. That way I'm not pulling out my ruler every 2 seconds, guys. Okay. And I guess I should ask you guys, have any of you ever done that before? Have you done cards to give to any organization? Just your thing? Awesome, Susie. Thank you for doing that, by the way. I think that's just a beautiful thing to share your talent with, you know, people who might not necessarily get something. Like I was even thinking, you know, seeing as things are changing in a lot of places right now for the better, I think. How wonderful would it be to surprise someone that you maybe haven't seen in a long time with a little gift like this? You know, just fill it up with some candies or even a little pair of socks or anything like that and just send it their way. All right, so what I'm going to try to do here is I'm thinking of the 3 sides here. I know that this is going to be the bottom, so I just need 3 more sides and then we can get crack-a-lackin' here. For this, I do need a measure. And I'm sorry that I didn't have this already done, guys. I just had a lot going on. I need to learn to read from left to right. 1 1/4. No, just under 1 1/2 by 6. All right. Yes, Elizabeth, then, you know what? The information, as I said before, is on the barelyarts.com website, and they stipulate on there exactly what it is that they're looking for. You know, the details like wanting the cards bundled by, you know, every 10 cards they want you to bundle, they have to have an envelope. And that's about it. They're just, you know, they don't have to be elaborate or anything like that. They just have to be something just like what we all make, which is, you know, I think easy enough. We all know how to make cute, pretty cards. And I was thinking that, you know, it'd be fun to do kind of like a craft night and then just work on that. So let me know if you guys are interested in something like that, where, you know, you just mass produce cards so you can make every 10 cards exactly the same. I think that would make it a whole lot easier. And just use either the same die cut over and over, or, you know, It's the end of March, Susie, if I'm not mistaken. I'm almost 100% sure because I was just reading it. So let me go ahead and cut this down here. I'm using the smaller paper cutter, guys, so this is also that I don't walk away. And I do appreciate your patience, guys. I am going to try to, you know, make this so that it's fun. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. I feel a little bit croaky today. I don't know why. So I think it's the wicked cold. I don't even know. I think it was like 9 degrees out today or something like that. Here. Insanity. All right. Now, I did mention this was going to be shabby, so I don't need to be too careful in how I cut this. I just want to get it so that they're all almost the same length. Almost the same size. All right, so I think I have one more edge because I'm not going to do this base or the inside. I've already taken care of that. I think I just need one more piece for up here. Can get going. So let me cut down what I already have. And then I'm going to show you what I want to do with the front part of this, because I just thought of something today and I was like, I think the ladies are gonna like this. I hope so. Ooh, almost got my finger. Woohoo, baby. So I kind of need the thumb, so I'm gonna try to preserve it. That finger guide there, guys, is there for a reason, so do as I say, not as I do. I don't want anybody chopping fingers off. I'm surprised my nail is still on. All right. This particular pink paper is basil. Basil. It was in my stash. And what I did is, it's not extremely heavy. It's not the hardcore 110-pound cardstock. But I wasn't too bothered by that because I'm going to be layering this so much. And speaking of which, here's where I want to begin. I want to take advantage of the supplies that I have. So, I don't know why I have 2 rolls here. Here we go. I'm going to add some adhesive on this. And I'm going to show you how I will be doing this. So, now, I know that not everyone does the whole Valentine's Day thing, guys. I get that. Because, let's be honest, it's not, you know, it's not for everyone. But I did want to say that, oh, awesome, Susie. Okay. What I'll do is I will come back to this video and I'll take a peek at and see how many people say yes, and then I'll send an invite. Okay, guys? All right, so you see what I just grabbed here? This is from the dollar store. Dollar Try, as most people say. I'm using the grid here in the background of my, you know, what you guys see here on my table. And this is how I was taught to sew. I'm going to do like a 1/4 inch seam almost, if you will. I think most of you guys know where this is going. And I'm going to go around just like that. Go around, and this doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but just be mindful if you're using this. This does have a texture to it, and that texture might cause this to not adhere 100%, but there's always hot glue, okay? I think this looks like a good enough size, so I'm going to go with that. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my goodies here. There they are. Okay, had a moment there. I have these confetti glitter. I'm going to grab some of that. Not a ton of it, but just enough there. And that's got all sorts of little colors there. I think I might add a little bit of white. Actually, no. I think I want to go with these guys. These are Nouveau triangles. So these are holographic. I'm gonna add a little bit of that. I think that should be enough. All right. I craft like I cook. I'm gonna remove some of this adhesive little by little here. Okay. Maybe halfway there and halfway here. And I'm pressing this down on purpose because I don't want any like wrinkles. But I'm gonna grab that little corner and just fold it in a little bit there. Okay. The same way you would do paper if you're making a book. Bring in that corner and then bring in the side. Just like that. Okay. And I've got the beginnings there of a shaker. I'm going to grab my other side and do the same. And the reason I'm doing it like this is so that I can kind of pull that. All right. Remove my backing. And depending on how comfortable you feel with this, you can take the whole thing off or not. And I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm kind of like earmarking that little corner there. And most of you already know how to do this, but in case you don't. Okay. And by the way, you don't have to do this with tulle or anything like that. You can do the same with paper or vellum. You can do the same thing. Acetate's a little bit more difficult because it's got more body to it, but if it's a thin piece, then you can get away with it. Okay, I'm going to cut away a tiny little piece here. All right. And now the top part. And if you wanted to, you could do 3 sides first, then feed in your shaker bits, and then cover the 4th side. But as you can see there, now I've got my little shaker. Snub. Oh, sorry, Beverly. I just found this. This was literally like a few days ago. I was surprised. You know, I'm pretty sure I went eek when I was in the store. Because my stores normally in this area don't have much of anything. I always see, for instance, like Louisa doing her hauls from the Dollar Tree, and I'm always surprised at what she can find. Because 9 times out of 10, I never see any of that stuff. All right, so this will go here. This is going to be our front. Just like that. So I can remove this, but I'm going to add, of course, more adhesive on top. Make life a whole lot easier. And I'm sorry, Beverly, you said you can't find, are you talking about you're talking about the tool, right? You can't find it, right? Where do you live, Beverly? I've been meaning to ask. I should know, duh. Didn't I just send you something in the mail? I'm such a dork. Oh, it's so awful. My short-term memory is bust. It's gone. Like, where do you live, Beverly? I don't know, that place where you mail that stuff. That's so bad. All right, I'm going to try to remove this here, guys. I have to laugh at myself because if not, I'll cry. Come on. There we go. All right. And I've already cut out the piece that's going to layer on top of this, by the way, in case you're wondering. That's already done. Valentine section is stock. Wow. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I normally don't grab much of anything, but I did see this and it was like, whoa, this is going to be perfect for shakers. Absolutely. Although the snowy kind of stuff, this faux snow does come off quite easily, just to let you guys know. I had never used it before. But again, let me find my top. This is the bottom. Okay. So what I'm going to try to do here is use a little bit of hot glue, just because I don't trust that this double-sided tape is going to, you know, do it all. I'm going to start here and kind of work my way up. But that gives me a starting point at least. So I'm just going to now go through the perimeter of this. Woohoo! And I, of course, missed a spot there. And now just lay it right on top and press down gently like so. Okay. And now I have that shaker top, and this is, you know, so easy for any project that you're doing, you know, to add that little bit of that shaker element. This is going to be, hello, the longer ones, my sides now. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab my scissors and try to shabby this up a little bit on the sides, just because it's not an exact match anyway. And I want this to be shabby chic. In fact, Kristianne had asked me to make a Maggie Holmes version, and I was like, oh yes, I would love to do that, because I still have papers that I haven't used. But I was like, but Kristianne, I just made some just made some papers. I want to use my own. So she was like, yeah, absolutely, just go for it. And I thought, I saw her tutorial, which by the way is on her channel, and it's super duper easy. She's wonderful at demonstrating how to go about it, and has very, very clear instructions, which I appreciate so much. So there's that. And okay, I'm going to try to get another glue stick here. Oh, you still have some Elizabeth. All right. So if you wanted to make something similar, then it'd be easy peasy. Marilyn. Beverly, I'm going to be laughing later on going, I cannot believe I did a live video and I asked somebody where they live and I already have their address. But that's nothing new with me, guys. Seriously. I have so many things going on in my mind at all times that I will forget the most banal of, you know, ridiculous things. Just really makes me wonder sometimes what's going on. My brain is on overload. All right, so that will go here. And I'm happy that I did this kind of bright pinkish background also, just because it's gonna stand out a little bit, I think, with the color palette that I picked out, which is sort of muted in a way. But I like contrast, so I think I'm gonna be quite happy with that. So cute! I love shakers. I'm kind of, you know, that person that never gets sick of that. Next piece, and Beverly, I think we can hook you up. Don't worry, girlfriend. You won't be tool-less all your life. As I've always said, just let me know. Just say, Raquel, send me some. I'll be like, all right. You know? Gotta help a girl out, you know what I mean? We have to help each other out. So, all right, there's that one. And you can tell I didn't cut it exact, but who cares? It's not rocket science, it's just paper. And you know we're gonna cover this up with stuff anyway. So it's a little bit smaller. I will forgive myself for that though. And now let's do this one, which I thought I had cut out the piece for, the front. I didn't do it. I got to talking. Mamma mia, I thought I had that. Why did I think I had that? I don't know. I did this one. What was I doing? I think I put the wrong piece on there, didn't I? Yeah, I think that's what happened. This was supposed to be on the side of that. Oh well. You live and you learn. This is going to be side and the side, and cut some more paper. All right, let's cut a couple. Oh no, here they are. Guys, I need somebody to scream at me. Get with it. Was that the side? No. Nope. Ah, who cares? Let's do it. Let's do it, do it, do it. Let's do this again so that I have an edge here. Pencil, where'd you go? Doesn't matter. Grab some. Nope, I found it. Here we are. Okay. This way, and let's see, this way, like so. So just under 3 1/4. By just under 5. And that can be the front. Take off this bit. Okay. So normally, guys, I like to have all of my stuff cut out. But I did want to show you the entire piece of paper and what it would look like, rather than show you bits and pieces, because I don't think you would have gotten the idea of what the paper looks like if I just showed you snippets of it. So I hope that makes sense. I think I have the other side, but I want to be 100% sure. Now, I wanted to ask you how many of you guys have a digital paper cutter and how comfortable you are with them. Because I do understand that not everyone does. Or at least let me know how many of you have home printers. That's another question. Please let me know. I'm very, very curious about that. Here goes another Russian message. And Beverly is going, pew, pew. Beverly, I'm changing your name to Ukraine. She's like, you're out. We don't know what you're saying. Please leave. And guys, normally I wouldn't have an issue. My best friend's Russian, so I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's just I don't know how to read it. So I don't know what they're saying. Oh, I have no idea. I'm gonna, what I'll probably do is, actually the message is deleted, never mind. I was gonna say I could send the message to my girlfriend and ask her to translate. Ask her, are they insulting me on here or what? I guarantee you she'll be like, yep, they were. All right, let's do this on here. So I did say I want to cover both sides up. What did I ask? Okay, so my question was, how many of you have home printers? Seeing as I am focusing on the digital papers, and I hope I'm not making too much noise with these scissors, but how many of you have home printers? And there's a reason I'm asking, of course, you know. Okay, all right, Beverly. So thank you for giving me an honest answer about that, because I just wanted to let you guys know. First of all, if you have a paper cutter or not, you can still get Design Studio from Cameo, from Silhouette America, okay? You can still get that, even if you don't have a machine. You can get that, and if you have a home printer, then you can manipulate the images that you want to print out and print them in the size that you need for whatever project, or use them, of course, with the digital files that you can get from Silhouette America. All right? Now, having said that, wrong size. One of the reasons I'm asking is because one thing that I noticed is that depending, of course, on the program that you're using on your computer, you will get an entirely different look on the paper that you print out, and as far as the color is concerned. So that's why I was asking. Because say you print out the same collection that I'm showing you here, depending on the program that you use, you're not necessarily going to get the same hue. And I think those are just kind of weird defaults that happen with computers. I totally cut that the wrong size, but let me see what I do. I don't know why I did that. As soon as I did it, I'm like, wait a minute. Doesn't seem right. Let's try that again. All right. And I'm going to show you in a moment what I mean. The printer type, yes. An inkjet printer, which I have, will not print the same as a laser jet printer. I think I did the wrong thing twice, didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay. Whatever. I'm moving on, guys. I'm getting tired of myself and my horrible cutting skills. Yeah, whatever. Moving on. Okay. Now, one of these edges I think is going to face the bottom, so let's just not even deal with that, and I'll move on from this, okay? So I realize I'm taking a long time here. All right, so yeah, I discovered that, of course, a laser printer, depending on the brand, of course, and all that stuff, but a laser printer will 9 times out of 10 print a whole lot better than the inkjet, and that's just how it goes. You know, all right, give me 1 second, guys, here, so that I don't breathe all the stuff in. All right. Okay, now moving on. We've got our little box here, and I didn't do the front, did I? I'm talking so much that I don't even know where my head is. All right, let's do this one. One more piece to cut. Okay. And this one. Now, do you guys think I should make the bottom a shaker as well? So that way the entire front is a shaker? I don't have to, but it would be kind of cute. Alright, there's that. Or I could add, well, I'm actually going to be adding elements on top, so I probably should refrain from doing that. Because it won't be you won't see it anyway. Let's just do this. And of course, if you're taking your time, you can shabby things up a whole lot more. But I think I'm going to be sticking a whole bunch of hearts all over the place. So that's why I just changed my mind on the whole shaker thing. And I just got to thinking, I think there's one more page. I'm almost positive. One more page with sentiments that I didn't even show you guys. So you'll get a little surprise. If you get the file, there's one more page added to it there. It won't be just what I showed you. All right, let's do this. And voila. Press it down. All right. Oh, okay, so your laser is black and white. Yeah, I was blessed enough to get a laser one. And that's what these are printed with, by the way. And it does make a difference. Okay, so the portion here that you see is going to actually be adhered down here, like that. You see that? It's going to go like so. And then what Kristianne did was that she cut out some pieces to be like the coin slot and then the little lock that you would open to get out your coins, right? But let's see here. What I want to do first is, and I think I'm going to cover this up right quick before I forget. I'm going to put those two together. However, let me just cut this real quick and easy here. Doesn't have to be 100% straight. I'm thinking of the handle and how that's gonna go, and then I'll show you guys what I mean. So this is gonna be the handle. And there's gonna be more to this, of course. But to be consistent, I do want to kind of shabby this up a tiny bit there. But can you imagine all the different themes that you could do with this? How stinking cute. There's that. So let's glue that down. Your laser printer just gave up. Oh no, Susie, that's too bad. I hope it wasn't too expensive, because that's one thing I discovered when I was looking for mine was, oh my gosh, the price ranges are incredible. But I desperately needed one. And, all right, so got those pieces done. So I'm thinking of what the next step was going to be. And my idea was, because this is inspired by love, let's get this on here first, okay? Because we need to see a visual of how far up this is going to go. And this is, of course, the dial, okay? So let me move this away for a moment so you guys can see. And as I've said before, I do have a little bit of a delay, so sometimes it takes me a minute to see that I'm like out of frame and whatnot. But I did cut this out. This is another piece in the collection. All I did was cut it out with a die cut. And you see the splatters there, but it's going to be covered up. All right, so that's going to go there. And it does have the little stitching element. And generally what I like to do, so I do like to get a little gel pen with just a little bit of the, this is Stardust, I believe is the name of the color. And I like to follow that little stitch line. So that way it has a tiny bit of shine there. That's just personal preference. But it does highlight the texture of it, and I really like that. So it's just a matter of tracing that real quick, okay? So you can do that. And then what I did was I used a die cut from my collection there. That's from Sizzix or Momento, one of those guys. And I'm going to add that on top. Now you can, if you want to, add this with dimension. I'm just going to keep it flat. Yes, you're absolutely right, Susie. Unless you know someone who fixes that type of equipment, where you can maybe get the, the repair done a little less expensive, it depends on where you go. But yeah, once the drum goes, you're better off getting another one. All right, so that's going to be my little dial. And now I'm going to put this on here and let that dry. So what I'm going to do is, now this measures, let's see here. It's almost the same width. But what I want to make sure happens is that they're, equal in distance side to side there. So I think what I'm going to do is place my glue here. And then just kind of try to join these guys up. Like so. Come in. Oh, hi, you're back. That was quick.
It's been like 4 hours.
Has it really?
Yeah.
I'm doing a YouTube video. My son is home. Just got back from basketball. So you see, this is going to open like so. All right, just to remind you guys and remind myself. And then the top will still be able to open. And I think it's kind of off of center there a tiny bit. Let me see here. A tiny bit. But what can I do? It's too late now. I already glued it. I am going to add a tiny bit more glue here because I think the paper wasn't 100% stuck on there. Because hot glue is not as faithful as wet glue, I don't think. Depending on the temperature, really. It's really cold here, and I think even though it's warm inside my home, for some reason that impacts my hot glue. I don't know if anyone else has the same issue. But I'm pressing this down now for a second. Okay, so there we are. What I decided to do here was that I have one of these gems, and this is actually from the top of my glue bottles or Nouveau bottles. You see the Nouveau Drops? Then you can take the little diamond top off and use them in your crafts, which is a lot of fun. So I'm just gonna grab the wrong one here. I'm gonna put this right in the middle here. I think that's gonna look super cute. Why not? Oops, I guess there was a little paper stuck on there. Now it's gonna get sandwiched. And the cobwebs are free with every purchase. Let's go with that. All right. I'm doing it upside down, so I'm hoping that's centered. I think it is. Centered enough anyway. So, it's taking shape. Hello, Louisa. Welcome, darling. I'm making a 3D project. So, here's what I was thinking. This is going to be the little phone, and I need a little connector there. So, I want a piece of ribbon, and I was thinking of making this shabby. So, let's go ahead and use, let's see here. I was thinking I could use ribbon for the actual, you know, cord. Actually, I have, let's see here. I have Gingham, pink Gingham ribbon, which I think plays nicely with this. So let's just go with that. And I'm going to glue it on the back of this, and then what I'll do is that I'll cover that up with a piece of paper. And then, it's too bad I don't have curly ribbon. I could have done that. I don't know if you guys know, but you could put this ribbon in the oven, like on a dowel, and curl it like that. And let it dry for a little bit. Like, obviously wet it first, though. And then you can make yourself some curly ribbon. But I didn't think to do that today. So, it's just going to go like this. This ribbon, by the way, is from Hobby Lobby. It's going to go on the side here. And yes, it is a shaker. Kristianne challenged me to do a Maggie Holmes 3D phone. And you know what? I forgot to shake it before I stuck that down. So it's a bottom shaker. I don't know if the shaker bits will reach the top now, but there's a little bit up here. So yeah, the top half of this is shaker. I don't think I'm going to do the bottom as a shaker, only because I'm going to cover that up with little elements, design elements, you know. So let's put the little ribbon kind of in the middle here. I don't know if this is how she did hers, because I don't really recall now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this on the back of this, as I mentioned before, because it's going to create a little bit of a coil. Or maybe I should twirl it first. Kind of twirl it a little bit. Like that. And I don't know if it'll retain the twirl, but maybe. Let's see what happens, right? And then glue it to the back of this here, which I did mention I'll cover up with another piece of paper. So let's do that. And it'll go like so. Okay. And I think this would be super cute just to decorate also for this time of year. Just to put it out like on your coffee bar or whatever. Who cares? You know, if you're a crafty person, why not use it in your own home to decorate? I'm just shabbying this up a tiny bit. As I said before, keeping it consistent. Now, if I had not been doing this like for a live video and whatnot, I would get out my sewing machine and stitch on every single one of these pieces of paper. But that would be a whole other project. But if it was going to be for like a swap, that's what I would do. All right, there's the back of my phone. And now this little bit here that I had made, the little cube there, is going to be what keeps that phone stuck to the side here, of course, right? So what I'm going to do is, I actually think I want to cover the sides here too. Let me see, maybe I'll do the ribbon instead of the paper. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to, whoopsie, make use of the ribbon and put it here. And then I'm going to wrap it all the way around. Like that. Keep going. And then all the way down here. Try not to burn myself. Try to shy away from using the glue gun, but it does make life a little bit easier sometimes. Like that. And then cut off what I don't need. Just like that. Okay, so maintaining that little twirl, can go ahead and adhere this, but I want to do the same thing. Let me see if I have something, let's see, just a little piece of paper here. Trying to find something that's already done, so I don't have to work too hard. Just to wrap it all the way around, kind of like a little Hershey, what do they call them, hugs or whatever? The little hugs. All right, let's glue the paper on here to wrap it around. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Then this little guy can go on the side here. I hope you guys can see that. And right in the center here, this can go right there. Okay. And I know it's not looking like much of a phone yet, but in a minute, I think it's going to start looking a little bit more like one. A whimsical one, if in any case. But before I adhere this to the side, what I want to do is that I want to take advantage of the little hearts that I printed and cut. And let's see here. I'm just trying to take away those cobwebs. They bother me. So as I mentioned before, I cut out a bunch of these little hearts. So let me show you what they look like. Depending on the size that you print them and cut them, you're going to get these different looks. There's a soft pink, dark pink. There's more of like a burgundy color. There's ones with the same papers that I had designed with the script and with the medallion, with the tiny little hearts, all of them. So I managed to make hearts with all the entire paper collection, okay? And there are more solid ones, but they do have like little hearts surrounding the border there. Hello, Lise. So you have a lot of different options to choose from if you like the more burgundy color, if you like more of the pink, if that very light subtle gray is what you prefer, then all of them have a border that will match that, okay? And then there's the solid hearts with the same motifs as I mentioned before of the paper, okay? So a lot of detail there. I try to make sure to take advantage of the designs so that you wouldn't have to worry about what's going to match with what. You have a little bit of everything there, okay, guys? And some of them are a little more subtle, and that's what I was referring to. It's going to really depend on the program that you use, okay? But I did mention, if you don't have a paper cutter, you can still get the Silhouette Design Studio, and if you have a home printer, you can manipulate the files to do all of that, okay? Hi, Carrie. Welcome. So what I wanted to do here is that I wanted to take my more elaborate little hearts. They kind of have like a little doily outer rim, or what do you call border? Couldn't think of the word. And I'm going to use those as my receivers for and mouthpiece for the phone. So, because I did say I'm going to make it nice and whimsical, and it's going to be a funky little phone. All right, so I'm going to add my glue. So here's that one. So you see where I'm going with that? Instead of the round piece, it's going to be a little heart. And let's see, which color do I want next? I've got a softer, you know, not quite red color, and then I have the pink, but I thought I had them set aside. Let me see here. I do have smaller ones also, but I'm wondering if I should just stick with the larger ones. Maybe this one? Or this one? What do you guys think? Should I use the same type of heart with a little doily outline? Or should I use, I mean, I could double them up and everything, which is another idea I had, was to do that instead of doing it all in one dimension. So maybe I'll do that. Just go for it. I asked too many questions. Just need to do it. So I'm going to put this one here. And then I'm going to flip the phone over and repeat that top and bottom. So because the back won't be seen too much, I'll just go ahead and put that one there. So this one's a little more subtle. Like that. And then I'll put the red one down here. I think it's going to be so cute. Just like so. All right, so Carrie, I am going to be giving away this paper collection to one of the ladies or crafters who stays with me till the end of this live video. And I know it's maybe going to be a little bit of a longer video than you're used to seeing me do, but I wanted to go ahead and finish this project with you guys, let you know about the cards for Cubs from Barely Arts, and also let you know about my digital paper collection that you can pick up. So I'm going to put this little phone right here. And I'm just going to give it a moment there to dry, but you get the idea, okay? It's got the little cord there on the side. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. And of course, now we can just go ahead and start embellishing, the more fun part. So I have my little hearts here that can be the so-called numbers of the phone. All right. So again, this is just meant to be very whimsical and fun, not to be taken too seriously. So let me find my little hearts here. So pink, no, I think I want to use all of the same motifs here. Let's see. I cut out a bunch, but they're kind of all layered here. So let me take a peek at my colors. Just making sure that they're all the same size. I think that's going to matter more than the colors. But let me see here. I think I've got the colors that I want there. Because if I go with these bigger ones, I think the scale is too large. And I could do this one here, but that's too much of the same color. I have a striped one. And I have this one. I think I'm going to go with the darker gray one just for contrast. So let's go with that. And normally, of course, you would do like all of the little numbers, if you will, because this does represent the little numbers on the phone, that sort of thing. But you do whatever you like. There's no rules in crafting. You guys know that. Thank you, Susie. All of these hearts, by the way, are included in the paper collection, okay? And I designed them so that you could put them right into your paper cutter and not even have to think about it. All right? They're all grouped nicely together and all that good stuff. Okay, so there we go. There's that. This one I think is kind of wonky. So let me take that off and do it again. The perils of hot glue, but that's okay. I think I like it better like that. All right, so there's that. Let me take a peek at it. A lot of hearts. And not to be obnoxious, but I did that on purpose because I want to add dimension to this. And what I'm doing now is just pinching these guys kind of in the middle so that I can layer them right on top. And I'm going to try to find the same ones here. And that's just to make use of the papers, of course, add a little more dimension. Got a bunch of tiny little ones. And there's this one. So who else is here? Oh, hello, Angela. Thank you for joining us. My kitty cat wants to join us as well, but she's not been invited to this crafty video. So here's that. All right, so again, just pinching those kind of right in half to add a little bit of dimension there. And this one here. Now, of course, you could do the receiver in the circles like Carrie did, which I think is so adorable. She also did the Mickey Mouse one. So what she did was that she made the receiver Mickey Mouse head, and that was so stinking cute. So you use whatever you like. Oopsie. Just try not to get hot glue on your fingers like I'm doing. There we go. And if you hear a noise, it's just my cat trying to come into the room. Oh, Carrie, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you. I make them with love. That's one thing I can say. They're all made with lots of love. All right. So, on the front here, of course, I could go cray-cray with all the hearts because I do have smaller ones. And you know what I'm going to do off camera? I might keep going with adding more and more and more little hearts. However, another thing that's necessary down here would be like the little coin thing. And I do have this die here. I was thinking of using that one there and maybe cutting another piece of paper over here. So let's go ahead and use, let's see here. I can use this paper with the script just to create kind of like another little square here. So let's do that. All right, I'm gonna move my glue gun for a second. I'm just gonna grab little snippets of paper that I think I can use. I always do this upside down. Here we go. Just like so. I'm being harassed by a cat, guys. What do you think of that? Who puts up with that sort of thing, other than me? All right, so I'm just gonna put this one here. I'm gonna cut it down a little bit more. And I know that Carrie gave measurements for the one she made. But if you know anything about me, I just make it up as I go along. That's just how I craft. So let me make this a little bit smaller. I think this to look cute here. Of course, it's going to need dimension. So I'm going to shabby it up before I add it. And I think what I'm going to do is make this particular portion also a shaker. Just because I think a little bit of shine is going to look super cute on there. Why not? Repeat the motif that I like. So let's do that again. You said your cat rules. Isn't that incredible? You know what it is? Okay, so she's a spoiled little girl, and we didn't give her a whole lot of attention yesterday because she doesn't like when we have company. So she goes and hides. But then she's pulling this whole y'all neglect me and don't love me anymore because we didn't give her all the attention she wanted. So then today she's super like, oh, pet me, look at me. Give me things. She's doing that whole bit today. And I'm like, really? Such a female. Oh, gosh. What do you mean constant attention is not enough for you? What are you, a woman? Oh, gosh. But she's the baby of the house, so. I have a sliding door, one of those barn doors. I have that in this room. And she tries to open it. And I just tease her. I'm like, oh, isn't it so sad not to have thumbs? Oh my gosh. But trust me, she gets a lot of love and a lot of attention. She just likes to rule the house. All right, so again, with the same way that I did this before, I will stick the little corners. And I'm going to try to do the 3 sides first. And then leave myself the little pocket before I stick that next side. So that I can put my little shaker bits in there. Okay? And they're right here. Okay. So I'm going to use the same one just because those were the colors that I had used. Now, normally, I would have refrained from using anything with orange in it because it's not one of my favorite colors. But this is whimsical, it's playful, and the little craft bits or whatever they're called are so tiny that I don't think I'm going to be bothered by that. So I'm actually going to pull this away a little bit now. Do my corners the same way again. Okay, and then follow it up with the edges. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so done with that. Got my little shaker again down here. Okay, and this of course can be trimmed out however you like. And speaking of which, let me see if I have some Pom Pom Trim, guys. Bear with me. I have this, and I have pink. This is kind of peach. Peachy, peachy, pink, pink, peach. Okay, I thought I had blue, but I don't know if I already used it on a project. But how stinking cute would that be? To put the Pom Pom Trim around. And then I have this Rick Rack. And I think I can use that here. I think that would be super cute. What do you guys think? So just go ahead and do that. I think it's going to look so cute that I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Do not like to overthink. Just go ahead and do it. I'm just going to add my glue here on the edge. Add my Rick Rack. And this is really fuzzy, so it's going to add fun texture there. So there's one piece. And I'm try to use, there we go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other edge. So this will be the bottom, like so. And I could leave it like that, but because I like dimension, I'm just going to go ahead and do the top as well. Just like that. Make my shaker bits move. Then on the top, like so. And one more bit here. Cut away what I don't need. Okay. And I think that's going to look super duper cute right there. So now I can glue it down with all fierceness of hot glue. And what I'm going to do is, just because I'm being lazy, I'm going to add a big old dollop in the middle so that I don't have to get my foam from the drawer. But if I were off camera, I would just follow this up with a nice big piece of foam. I'm just going to give that a second to cool off just for a little bit. This is my cheater method for not adding foam, but still adding dimension. And so long as you don't stick your fingers in it like I just did, I always stick my fingernails in it, then you'll be good. All right, there's that. And what I do is I'll just hold it there for a second without adding any pressure, and it'll have some good dimension because that's silicone based. So we'll do that. I'm still tinkering on adding the circle bit over here. Haven't forgotten about that, so let's just move it aside a tiny bit there. And thank you, Beverly. Thank you, thank you. Yes, the shabby chic look is all about adding more and more and more. So we must, right? I just do have to be careful because of the way this opens. So remember I mentioned that before. We have to be mindful of that. So that's going to determine how you add your, you know, your decorative bits here. So I'm thinking that maybe I'd have to end it here and then go all the way around. That might have to do, unless I add it up on top separately, which maybe that might work. So again, instead of overthinking, I'm just going to start adding glue and see what happens. And I'm not afraid to tear stuff away and do it again. But I'm just going to go around the perimeter of this now. And I'm aiming at just the very edge there. So that way I have a place for my little Pom Pom Trim, which I do wish was more on the, you know, I would have preferred blue to this color, but I didn't want to keep you guys waiting for me to look for supplies that I, you know, of course could have had ready by now. But let's go with that. I still think it's going to look cute though. I'm going to be happy with it in the end. Okay. Right on the perimeter there. And I hope I'm in frame, guys. I think I am. I like to just add my glue, follow it up, and then, let's see here, I think this will be good with that. Let's go ahead and add the little bit up here. I don't know where my husband and my son went, but I think they're leaving the cat kind of like to her own devices. She's still out there going crazy. Oh gosh. All right. And then I'm going to follow it up here so that it's cohesive. I think that's going to work. So let's go through halfway there so that our glue doesn't get too cold. Just like that. A little bit more. Now, if I'm kind of off frame, I do apologize. It's just because of the way that this trim has kind of like that flat edge. I like to make sure that it's facing the right way. And I hope it makes sense to you guys. But it does have a bit of a flat edge. And because of the way that I'm crafting, I can already tell that I'm not getting it 100% perfect. So I'm going to have to practice forgiveness of myself for that. So here we go. But I am a perfectionist at heart, so I can't help myself but to worry about that. Let's go here. And maybe, oops, sorry guys, I was out of frame. But I've got that little edge going there. And then one more here. Like so. Halfway there. I'm almost finished with this edge. Like that. Woohoo. Come on. All right. Excuse me 1 second because I think my cat is gonna hurt herself, so bear with me, guys. Can somebody take care of Maisie? You need to stop, baby. I don't want you to hurt yourself. All right. Okay, I'm back. Just gonna cut away here what I don't need. And boom. All right. Let's add a little drop of glue there in that little corner, and I think it'll be just fine. There we go. It's so super girly. I didn't anticipate it looking like this. But I'm digging it. Okay. Done with those for now. Of course, you can follow it up with the entire back the same way that I did the front. Thank you, Carrie. They're just soft, neutral-like, but, you know, in the pastel family, so I think that's super cute. And I had mentioned wanting to do the little coin thing here. So if you take an element from the collection, of course, you could cut it down to size like that. I think, let's see here. It's so tempting for me to just go ahead and add a heart instead. What do you guys think? Should I just go ahead and add another heart there? I want some feedback because I think I'm putting you guys to sleep by not asking you anything. And I see that there's 7 people here. So I'm hoping to get 7 thumbs up at least. And don't forget, I will be giving away this paper collection to a fortunate winner at the end of this video. Just as a thank you for you guys hanging out with me today. And also for just being friendly crafters that I enjoy and appreciate with all my heart for sure. I think I might want to add kind of like a 3D heart here. Maybe I could cut some and just start popping them on there one after the other. Right, Susie? Okay, Susie says yes. I'm going with Susie. All right, thank you, Carrie. Oh, my cat is in here being weird. She's so bizarre. All right. So to put on a subject of conversation among you guys, I was talking to my husband earlier, you know, as I'm cutting and printing and whatever, I was saying to him, inevitably, you know, I'm working with this phone file and I start singing the Lionel Richie song. Excuse me. What are you doing? Stop. My cat's attacking my drawer. Oh, Lord. But I was telling him how, you know, the Lionel Richie song, the Hello. I said, do you remember that music video? Because I remember, you know, of course I was like a kid when I saw this, but I remember him just staring at this girl. And of course she couldn't tell who he was because she was blind. And he's just following her randomly all over the place. Yes, Louisa, she thinks, you know, it's a prohibitive thing, you know, like how dare you close the door. So she came in here and started just being weird. Now she's just hanging out at the door for no reason. Lord have mercy. I could have a channel just for that cat. Seriously. Alright, so I've got my one layer there. Because of the fact that I added like a dark edge on this, I'm just going to shabby it up. And I'm probably just going to add some glitter, of course, on that. I'll use my Nouveau products to make that nice and sparkly. But if you don't like a really frilly edge, you can always just take a pair of scissors like I'm doing right now and go to town. Change the shape, or even just cut it off altogether if that doesn't appeal to you. I happen to like doilies and that sort of thing, so... Okay, so I'm going to put that there, but I'm going to double it up with this one. And I think that I'm going to leave probably that gray edge a little more pronounced there. I don't know. But anyway, I was back to the Lionel Richie thing. The reason I brought it up, it was like, I was thinking that video, I don't know if, you know, he would probably get canceled in today's culture. Like, be called a stalker. Oh gosh. Oh, Beverly, post pictures of what you do with her hair. My girlfriend was here yesterday with her kiddos, and I was like, you know, we were talking hair because both her kids and my kids are biracial, and she one of her sons has got the most magnificent hair. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could have it. Perfectly coiled curls and everything. And I was telling her how happy I am that my son is letting his hair grow out, because I would love to braid it. And my son thought it was funny, but I'm like, yeah, I totally would love to see that. I think it's so pretty. Because it's the in thing right now for the guys to let their hair just be natural and beautiful, and I love that. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with this one here. For some reason, I kind of want to put a pink one there on top too, but I don't know. I'm going to do one more. Yep, I'm going to do this one. And this time I am going to put the foam. I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to grab my foam, which I know I have here. And I think I'm just going to use a piece that was left over from another project. It makes it super easy. And oh, thank you, Carrie. I wanted to go for Super Duper Dimension. Is that the one that I was going to use? No, I lost it. Guys, what's wrong with me? Oh, here it is. I'm like, I know I had another one. Here it is. All right, there it goes. So this is going to add a little bit more of that depth, just like that. Okay. That's going to go here. And it's okay to me if it kind of pokes out of the side a little bit and that good stuff. I don't think that's a big deal. And I probably should have used a smaller one. Let me see here. Actually, yeah. I'm going to set this one aside. Over there. I'm going to use this smaller one here. And again, all I'm doing is just pinching it kind of in half and putting... Hello, Bunny. Welcome, darling. Good to see you again. Putting that one right here. Bonnie, you were watching Kristianne make her phone, right? I'm almost positive you were there, right? So you will be very familiar with this file by now. All right, I'm trying to clean up here so you guys don't see this mess. But there it is so far. Kind of have to blow on this to get all the yuckies off. Now, of course, this is nice and dry. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to cover this side because that will bother me to no end. So, as I often do, I just use whatever's in front of me. and layer, layer, layer. Okay. So let me get on camera there. So I'll do the same motif here. Oh, thank you, Luisa. Yes, I'm sure you would do it justice. Absolutely. I mean, and it's a super easy tutorial to follow, and you don't have to buy anything, as you can tell. I mean, of course you know, if you feel compelled to get the papers. But Luisa, I know you design papers too, so it's although I would be eternally flattered. But of course, you know, whatever motif you like, whatever theme you like, then you do that. And I just like to keep adding dimension where I can. All right, there's that. And I had mentioned the little bitty hearts. So those can be my other little faux numbers here on the top. And they're gonna need like little pearls and all that good stuff. So I haven't forgotten about that detail to make things stand out. I just shy away from using the more wet mixed media when I do live videos, only because it takes time to dry and all that good stuff. But I'm going to do this here now to just finish that off by adding a little drop of glue there, and I just dropped it. Here we go. Gonna need to use my tweezers for this because these are quite small. All right. Put that one there. Do the same thing with this. Like that. And then two more. Like that. And whew, accidentally took it off. There we go. Sorry guys. I'm very, very sensitive to the sensation of glue. I can't handle it. Like, get off of my nail, please. I can't. All right, there's that. And I also have, thanks to you ladies, Louisa and the rest of ya, keep seeing these little things. Or I know at least one of you guys showed these on your channel. I don't know which one, but I'm almost positive it was Louisa. The little picks with the hearts. I can now add these. And I can definitely add like a little sentiment or anything like that. I'm trying to poke it through the tool, guys. I'm not trying to be crazy. I really think that I can poke it through there. Here we go. Aha. All right. So I'm thinking of adding that as the little, you know, flag sort of thing. I thought that I had printed out my sentiments that came with this, and I did not. Oh, but gotta make do with what I have. So I'm thinking with this paper, I can cut something out and put it on here. So let's see. I do have banner dies, come to think of it, right? Yes. I had to remind myself. Like, I have banner dies. So let me just take this out of the way for a second. All right. I was thinking of cutting down a little bitty banner. I can put it on there. So, oh, hello, Alvina. Let me see where, oh, okay. Sorry, I missed you there. Yes, Bonnie, this is my paper collection. All of the papers you see here, I designed. And that's part of what I was showing you guys today. And Bev was sweet enough to go ahead and put the link there to my Etsy shop. So if you want to pick it up, you can go ahead and use it. And by the end of today, or the end of this video, I'm sorry, I'm going to be giving one of you guys a free copy of it. Alright, so I thought I had tinier banners, but this is, I guess, the smallest one that I have. I don't know. These were my Cocarosa design team dies here. And I think this is kind of big, but hey, whatever. Alright, let's go with that. I'm going to cut out a tiny little banner to go along with this. And I'm sure I have another collection, but I don't recall where I have those right now. Let's see. I'm looking for a white piece of paper. Here we go. All right. So I'm just going to fold this because this is going to fold around that little stick. And I'm going to just use a tiny piece of this. So let's just go ahead and do that. Okay. And this will cut out quite easily. All right. Use that one, and actually this one before I forget. What I'm gonna do is just leave myself a little lip there. So I'm, how do you say that? I am surpassing, I forget the English word, but I'm layering this so that there's a little bit of a lip there, and the die is not cutting on top of the fold, it's cutting on the side of it. I hope that makes sense. I think you guys know what I mean. Sorry, guys. Oh, this bilingual brain of mine sometimes just, I don't know, it goes kaput. Because I want to say, I'm thinking in Spanish, and I don't know why. It just happens to me, guys. But I won't do a Spanish video right now because I think only about 3 people will understand what I'm saying. Oh, let's see here. Just running that through right quick. And this is going to go there, but first I'm going to give it a base. And this is what I meant. Because the paper was folded, now when I take this away, it's going to be able to open like that. And that's just to make it easier for me to put it on here. So first I'm going to put it on this little layer on top, which I will shabify. Just going to run my scissors on that edge. Okay, like that. And glue easily on top, like so. Okay, and as I mentioned before, I love the glimmer, so I'm going to trace that little edge that I created because it's got that gorgeous stitch line, which I really like. And if I miss, I just rub my finger on it. If I miss the edge. But I really like that motif, so I'm just going to try to give it some shimmer with my little Jelly Roll pen here. So I'll show you guys what I mean. And that looks like so. Hopefully you guys can see it. And I do appreciate you guys being here, because I know this has been a long video. Okay, so I'm just going to add this, and I think we can call it a day, because the back of this can be decorated as well. Okay. Although I do want to add the little jemmies and stuff. I don't want to stop. Let me grab my Nouveau Drops. because I've got these little stickers also, and they're in the shape of hearts, and these were given to me, and I think they're so cute. So I wanted to find an excuse to use them, of course. They're like in that kind of almost holographic look. So I wanted to layer those on there. Oopsie. Come on. All right, stuck to my nail. There we go. I'm gonna just layer those on top. I need 3 more. Just gonna grab 3. Oopsie. Come on. They really like my fingers. There we go. Just using the scissors to keep a hold of those for a moment. You don't want me to stop? Oh, thank you, sweetie. I'm always concerned that people are like, oh, is she done yet? I don't know, because I can't hear anyone's voice. So it's kind of weird to be standing. I always say this. It feels like such a surreal thing to be standing in a room talking to what seems like you're talking to yourself, even though you're reading commentary. For me, it'll never become normal, I don't think. Just because, I don't know. I don't know. It's an odd experience, I guess, is all I can say. I think my little... Alright, they're not exactly centered, but I don't think I should care. Now on here, what I can do is add all the shine. So I can go around the edges. Make it shiny with... These are my Nouveau Drops that I love using. And this one in particular is called Glitter Drops. When it does get cold out, they tend to solidify a tiny bit, but nothing horrible. So that's why you just saw me kind of clear the nozzle there with, and all I do is use a needle. But I'm gonna leave this blank, and later off camera I'll add my little sentiment there. I did include some sentiments with this paper collection, by the way. I just forgot to print out that paper because that's just me. And here's this edge. I'm just going to add a little glimmer there. So on and so forth. And make it nice and glitzy. And tomorrow when the sun is back out here in the tundra of New York State, I will take pictures of this and post it. Because it's just now, of course, dark. Even though it's, what, 5:44 on my end here. But as you can tell, I'll just start grabbing all of these little edges that I had frayed. And on those precise edges is where I'll add the shine. And it'll make it nice and glimmery. It'll make these little elements stand out a little bit more. You could also pop up the edges a bit more there. No, Louisa, what I did is that, you know, I'm a slow crafter, so I did just the boxes, which are 1, 2, 3 boxes. I did those off camera. Well, essentially 4, because there's this tiny little one. I did those off camera, and then on this live video, I cut all of the papers, glued everything, and I would keep going, but I'm not supposed to be standing this long. And I'm going to be kicking myself later. I want to add blue to this, but I don't know how dark this is. It's kind of like rather bright. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just add it here as a contrast color. Because there's a little bit of what should resemble blue glitter on the paper design. So I'm just going to top it off with that very same Nouveau glitter drop. And yeah, this is called Blue Lagoon, in case you're wondering. And I can use it on the border here of certain hearts, just to give it a little bit more depth. If you find that you're using a paper collection, whether it be this one or whichever one, it doesn't matter, and you want to kind of, you know, zhuzh it up a little bit, I highly recommend the Nouveau Drops that come with the color in them, because you can add it to a background of the same color family, and it you know, it helps you give depth to a project without having to color it with anything else. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. And with my fingernail, of course, I'm taking off what I don't want. But I'll do the same on this one. And I'm getting this stuff all over my hands, but that's how it goes. Alright, so there's that little edge. And let me see if I have another color here. I have this softer pink. Oh, wonderful. Yes, Bonnie. It's such a fun color. I really like it. So this one doesn't have glitter in it, but you can also sprinkle glitter on top of them. And I'm just going to use this on top of this striped heart. It's going to soften up that kind of burgundy color that's in there. Okay. And it'll give it shine once it's dry. So there's no rules to how you layer these things up either. And I mean, I'm sure you guys know that, but it goes without saying, you know, it's fun to use all the supplies. So I'm going to follow that up here as well. These top hearts will be nice and shiny once they're dry, and they'll have the tiniest, faintest touch of pink on them too. So I'm being quite generous just to give them more dimension also, okay? Normally I wouldn't be adding this amount of Nouveau, but because this is going to be Shabby-licious, then it's going to get the star treatment, you know? Alright. And once this blue glitter on the edge there is dry, I'll go back with the pink on top, and I'll do the same thing with that other one there. Alright. And over here, just to make this one shine a bit more, I'll do the same. I'm just going to go around the edge here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It'll just have that shine. And I can do it over here as well, just to kind of soften that burgundy, as I said before. Okay. Just like that. All right. I think I'm happy with that. It's, I'll see all the imperfections tomorrow. But I'll follow it up off camera. I'll do this edge here. I'll do all the other little edges and all that good stuff. And of course, put my sentiment there. But because I don't want to keep you guys here forever and ever, I see that I have 7 people left. That's a nice number. I like that number. So let's pick a name. Actually, let's just go with the number. Thank you, Louisa. Let's go with the number between, let's see. Let's go between 1 and 25, but before I even pick a number, I would love to see some thumbs up on this video. So if you can give me 7 thumbs up, everyone who's here, I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. Ooh, Lord have mercy, was I thirsty. Thank you, Carrie. Again, these are the colors that I use. These are the glitter drops and in Blue Lagoon and sugar crystals. Okay, so those match my collection if you're interested in that. And the translucent peach sorbet. And those are the colors that I've used on this project. So for those of you who got here a little later, I have another project over here on the side that I'll be making that's another 3D project. And in fact, I don't know what size it's going to be when it's done. It would be cool if it fit in here. I don't think it will, though. Yeah, I don't think it will. But for the ones who just got here, these are the elements. I'm going to show them one last time. So that you see what you'll get with the paper collection. This is a freebie, by the way. This is not part of the design per se, but he is holding a banner with all the different, well, several of the different papers. You'll get heart cut aparts that you just got to see me use in this project today. And of course I didn't use them all, but you'll get to see, you know, I use the smaller hearts and the medium-sized ones layered on top of the larger ones. Okay. Yes. You'll get this page that I mentioned you could use in a masculine project if you wanted to. This one, which is a mosaic pattern. You'll get the little heart pattern papers that I mentioned. And that's going to be in, you know, landscape and portrait. You'll get the script paper, which you saw me use a small piece there to make a shaker. You'll get the tiny little leaves, or pretty little leaves is what I call them. You'll get that. You'll get this one here, which I believe I called this Heart Garden, with the stripes and the horizontal stripes as well. This horizontal piece here. By the way, this will be 8 inches tall, not 8.5. If you do get this and it prints smaller than 8.5, don't be surprised, okay? I designed it that way on purpose. Then you'll get this sheet. I just happened to print it out twice here. All right, and this was just to show you guys that depending on the type of program that you use, it might print a little bit different, because I printed these and these little hearts look different than the ones that I have here, okay? So just to show you that, you know, depending on what you use, it might look a little different there, okay? And then, of course, you can resize the snowman image to make cards. So I'll probably be doing that on a separate video as well, for the 30 cards for the Barely Arts Challenge, okay? And, of course, if you have questions about that, you can reach out to me. Thank you so much, Louisa. All right. So, let me see how many thumbs up I have. I'm unable to tell, so let me just kind of go out and come back in again. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Just looking to see here. Oh, I have 9 people. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, guys. So now I see I have 11. And my phone was not updating at all, so I do apologize. If I missed a comment or did not say hello, I was not ignoring you. It's just my phone doesn't always update, you know. So, thank you so much. What I'll do now is, if you were thinking about your number between 1 and 25, let me write one down because I hadn't even thought of one number to put on here. Let's see here. Okay, so I wrote down a number between 1 and 25, and go. Give me a number, and we're going to see who's going to take away this paper collection. And again, it will not be a physical stack of papers. It will be the digital file, okay? So it's going to be a zip file. Actually, it's probably going to be 2 zip files so that you can print them out, okay? So I already, let's see here. I already have a winner. You guys are amazing. That was super fast. Oh my gosh. But I'll let you guys, you know. I have the number, by the way, here on in my hand. I wrote it on the, I still have Nouveau Drops on me. I wrote it and I stuck it in my hand right here. So, all right. But I want to say, first of all, a huge thank you. You guys are all a blessing to me. I do appreciate each and every one of you. The person who's going to be the winner gave me the number immediately. She did not have any contact with me today, by the way. So, the winner is Louisa. Congratulations, doll. You got yourself a free copy of my paper collection called Shabby Valentine. Please email me at paintsandglitter@gmail.com and I will get that to you. before the night is over, God willing. I do have to eat dinner. And I want to thank you guys. Do not forget that Kristianne has put out this challenge so that if you do make this phone project, which I think is absolutely adorable, that you hashtag her so that you can share it on Instagram or, you know, if you do a video, whatever. So that way she gets to see what you made. So yes, congratulations. Yes, you are most welcome, doll. And that way, you know, we share our talents, whatever version you make. I think it's going to be super fun to see how many different people, you know, come up with different versions of it. And yeah, just I appreciate you all. If you do visit my Etsy shop and you want to see something that maybe you've been wishing to find as far as a digital collection is concerned, feel free to email me or leave it in the comments. I'm happy to acquiesce. Okay, guys? You're very welcome, Bonnie. I thank you guys for having been here with me. And as I always say, be inspired and be blessed. And I thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to email me, Luisa, or you can message me on Instagram if you like, okay? Ciao, ciao. I'm gonna press the button as I always do. It's around here. Bye.